Apologies. Just putting coffee together. It happens. It has to happen. Without the coffee, there's no show. It's just me going, and nobody wants that. That's not entertaining or flattering. So much crap in the background. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Friday. It's February 19th, 2021. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. That came out good today. Right on. I think it's snowing. It looks like it's snowing. I can't tell. Well, how was your Thursday? I had a pretty good Thursday. Got a bunch of work done. I'm going to show you in a minute. And went to the gym. I made sushi for dinner. What else? No, that was about it. There wasn't a lot of different stuff on the day. It was a good day. It was. Today, we had, yesterday was a Thursday episode, and it was the audio version of the last Whistlekick Live. We got one more. One more. March 2nd, the final episode. Have I seen the new Mortal Kombat Red Band trailer? I don't know what you mean by Red Band. I watched a Mortal Kombat trailer for the new movie yesterday. What do you mean by Red Band? No, I'm distracted. Was my fire? No, my fire's still going. I want more sleep, guys. I want to go back to bed. Red band means it shows the rated R stuff. Oh, yes. I saw that yesterday with people getting murdered. It's going to be a good movie. I am bummed that Chris Casamassa is not in it. I think that is sad. I'm happy that Ludi Lin is in it. Yeah. Recording another test episode of the new podcast this evening. That's been a slow go. We're getting there. It is possible that after this one, this will be our final test, and we will start recording live episodes. Or official episodes, however we want to call it. So what's going on today? A number of the things that were supposed to happen today, I got done yesterday. So that was kind of cool. Big database project for a client. Was able to knock out that work yesterday. So what am I doing? What am I gonna do? I don't remember. I'm spacing out. Weird. What's going on in my brain this morning? You know what? Instead of that, here, I'll show you. I'll show you the shelves. This is where they're at. There's still more work that needs to be done, but there we go. So this side is going to be the bar, and that side over there will be books and music and possibly movies. I don't know. There are drawers under the entertainment center that I keep all the DVDs and Blu-rays in, which my DVD player, my Blu-ray player broke. So those aren't terribly important right now. But the music's important. Music is important. I want to get rid of that shelf over there. Anyway, so today, working more on the strength speed hybrid program, which is proving to be so much more challenging to do than I had expected. It's just so much more work. I have 90 days of programming to write out, which it shouldn't take that long. I've got all the formatting done. What's going to happen? But it's gonna be an amazing program. It really is. I can see it. And we'll see if people do it. If people follow it, they're going to get results. I've been doing this long enough to know. What else am I doing today? So those two things, and then in between, just a bunch of work. There is having a phone call with someone who works at how do I want to describe this space? There's a new, let's call it, co-working entrepreneur space in Burlington that I got the chance to tour a couple weeks back, and it's an awesome space, and it might be a good place for me to spend some time because I would be around like-minded individuals. So I'm having a conversation with somebody who works for the space, just to chat about options, because, well, money's relevant. Money is relevant. You got to worry about money, unfortunately. So. And then this weekend, I'm going to put this room back together a little bit. You know, my buddy Joey will be back on Monday to do more finish work on this. We got to paint the shelves. I'm probably going to help him with that. Hang out with a friend Sunday. Try to get outside. Emmett says, I'm writing a program at the minute, a self-defense course, and not a single fighting technique taught. Ooh, interesting. Do I listen to podcasts, music, or audiobooks while working on projects around the house? It depends on what I'm doing. I rotate through. Podcasts are almost exclusively for the car, but sometimes if I am out working in the yard, like over the summer, I listen to podcasts and audiobooks outside. If I'm outside for long now, I'm usually running the snowblower, and it's loud enough that I don't quite get everything out of audiobooks and podcasts, so I'll listen to music. If I'm around the house, it's more or less audiobooks or music. Podcasts I almost consider work, because most of the ones that I listen to are at least professional adjacent. And thus I try not to listen to them on the weekends. So like this weekend, as I'm doing stuff around the house, unpacking my seed order. This is $100 and something dollars of seeds. Yeah. As I'm verifying that I got what I needed out of that, I'll probably have YouTube on, to be honest. One of the tricks that I've found, so I'm, you know the saying, an object at rest stays at rest. I'm very much an example of that. If I start my day, you just kind of like sitting on the couch. Dan says, nice, me and the kiddo will be starting seeds later this month. Cool. I don't have anything that's starting this month. The earliest stuff I have starting is end of March for May planting. First stuff that's going out is May 15th. I'm always giving out programs teaching complicated techniques and missing the awareness, psychology aspects. And to be honest, you can't learn a 15-step technique in an hour's of beginning. Exactly. I think a program that focuses on the things that are easy to understand and practice, I think that's the best stuff. Completely agree. I'd love to see it when it's done. So quite often what I'll do if I'm doing work around the house is I'll find, I've mentioned this before, I think. You know those videos on YouTube of people who go in the woods and they take a stick and they build a house, usually in the jungle? I love those videos. I think those are the best. So I'll usually put one of those on while I'm doing other work. And because I'm around other people doing work, I feel motivated to work. Similar if I watch Letterkenny, which, Dan, thank you for turning me on to Letterkenny, or The Ranch, because they're always doing work. They're always talking about doing chores around the farms. Oh, okay. Now I got to be productive. It sounds silly, but it works for me. I can't handle not working when other people are. working. Have you been on the Primitive Technology White YouTube channel? Yes, that's a lot of what I'm watching is from there. Cool stuff. Some really cool stuff on YouTube. I really dig that sort of thing. If I had more time, I would be experimenting with a lot of the things that they're talking about. Maybe someday. But for now, there's other stuff. There's other stuff to do. Let's get into it. Let's see what we have to talk about today. Let's see what you all gave me for comments or questions or stories, or it being Friday, I'm going to guess that we've got jokes. Because, well, Frank. Someone claiming to be Stevie Nicks commented on one of my videos. It appears to be spam and not the actual Stevie Nicks. But it was at least nice. So, all right. Today, got some stuff from Frank. Where are the jokes? We'll start with the jokes. The jokes for Funday Friday. February is National Weddings Month. It's ironic. I would think it would be June. Did you hear about the two spiders who just got engaged? I hear they met on the web. Did you hear about the two cell phones who got married? The reception was terrific. Two florists recently got married. It was an arranged marriage. My wife says I never listen, or something like that. Did you hear about the notebook who married a pencil? She finally found Mr. Right. Do you know why the King of Hearts married the Queen of Hearts? They were perfectly suited to each other. Great stuff as always. And today we've got quotes from Langston Hughes. A little bit of a departure from boxing, but I'll take it. I love jokes. I love humor. I love... Doesn't even have to be good. Just the intent of being funny. Just it's kind of the difference between, you know, you hear an incredibly funny joke, usually, you know, a stand-up comedian or a movie or something where you laugh out loud and your whole body is feeling that experience. And then you've got the lighter version of that where you kind of chuckle or even just smile inside. I'll take anything. I would take anything on that humor spectrum. It's great stuff. Daniel says, my favorite category is anti-jokes. What's an anti-joke? Tell me what an anti-joke is. Emmett says, I went to the doctor yesterday. I told him I felt like a pool ball. He told me to get back. He told me to get to the back of the queue. I don't know if that joke's going to land for everyone here in America because, you know, we call it a line, not a queue. But I think most of us know that you all over there call it a queue. Told me to get to the back of the queue. Dan gives an example of his anti-joke. What's brown and sticky? A stick. I like that. Emmett says that joke he told is his dad's favorite. I love it. All right. Quotes. Humor is laughing at what you haven't got when you ought to have it. What you wish in your secret heart were not funny, but it is, and you must laugh. Humor is your own unconscious therapy. Like a welcome summer rain, humor may suddenly cleanse and cool the earth, the air, and you. If you watch most stand-up comedians, at some point they'll talk about something that's difficult or uncomfortable, some commentary on society. They'll make an observation that is poignant, it's powerful, maybe it makes you think, and yet they do it in a way that's humorous. And I think that is so incredibly valuable. It's something that as we go through cancel culture, as we work our way through this, which I'm hoping We've we've reached the edges and it's going to start to contract. I get nervous because comedians are, I don't want to say untouchable. Comedians, oh, it's definitely so. Comedians are important because they allow us to face things that maybe are uncomfortable otherwise. You know what? Let's be honest. We're not doing a good job of talking about the difficult things as a society, as a world today. But comedians can share things in a way that others can't. Daniel's saying comedians are responsible for being the mirrors of our society. I agree. We need that. And it's so incredibly valuable. The best comedians are those who are able to best express these simple concepts that are uncomfortable to talk about, but yet in such a way that we think about them and we laugh about them. Someone like Bill Burr is phenomenal at this. I don't agree with everything he says, but I'll listen. I'll listen because it's funny, and I'll listen because he makes good points. Eva says, one of the funniest insults I've heard was, "What's up with your hair? You look like a moderately powerful Pokemon." That's a great one. You guys are welcome to throw jokes in the chat. I can't promise that I'll always read all of them just because of sheer volume, but I would have no problem if Friday was all jokes. I wish the rent was heaven sent. I wish the rent was heaven sent. I like the line. I like how it sounds. Emmett says, I'm Irish. If I start jokes, this will get really dark really fast. Did you know that it, Daniel says, do you know that if you took all of the veins out of your body and laid them on the ground end to end, you'd die? That's an anti-joke. That's good. The unexpected. I don't know how to unpack this line. I wish the rent was heaven sent. I guess it could be a plea that we didn't have to worry about such base things as having to make sure we had enough money for rent, maybe food, things like that. And I could make an argument for that. Forgetting about the politics and the economics, we in America may end up with some kind of universal basic income, and I find that fascinating. Didn't say I agreed with it. Didn't say I disagreed with it. I'm not going to share my politics. I find the concept very interesting. Daniel says, why can't a T-Rex laugh? Because they're extinct. That's a good one. An artist must be free to choose what he does, certainly, but he must also never be afraid to do what he might choose. These are deep. These are a little deeper than I'm used to this early in the morning. Frank's challenging me. I appreciate that. I am not an artist. I have a creative aspect to my mind, but it doesn't manifest in the way most people would think of an artist. You know, most people, if they're an artist, they look at a block of wood or clay or paint and a canvas. They look at something and create. You know, music. That's not how I see things. My creative side comes out in I look at the walls here and I say, why not do this? And they become built-in bookshelves. I look at a business and say, well, if we adjust this, this, and this, it reshapes this over here and leads to more people coming in, and they do this, and you make more money, and right? That's my art is business. So when we talk about something like this in what I would call a more traditional art role, I don't understand it in the same way. The closest thing I have to artistic pursuit is martial arts and making up forms, which I've done. I've done plenty of over the years. I like making up forms. It's fun. Especially if you start with some kind of a concept. I want to make a form that teaches hip movement, or I want to teach a form that focuses on retraction, on technique, or something that builds stances. Start with things like that. Come up with something. It's a fun concept. Emmett, I'm reading what you're saying. I'm not going to read it on the show because we could have a long chat, my friend, and I suspect we would agree on more than we disagree. But I try to keep politics out of this. I told my friend she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. Good stuff. I'm not going to lie. I would love to just sit here today and drink coffee and not do anything. And I may do that tomorrow. We'll see. I mentioned earlier this idea of renting an office space or desk or whatever somewhere. There's another part of me that's like, what you could do with that money? You could buy a tractor. I could buy a tractor for my 1 acre. Oh, and you better believe it. I believe I'd use it. Oh. Here, I'm going to show you something. You know what's going on this weekend? Be right back. Hold on. I'm coming back. You know what this is? This is a flamethrower. I bought a flamethrower. I don't know why that wasn't the first thing I talked about. See how happy I am? I bought a flamethrower. You know why I bought a flamethrower? Because my solar panels are covered in snow. It's pissing me off. No, I'm not going to melt my solar panels. I just need to get the bottom melted enough that it comes down. And it says living the dream. Yeah. So I'll go buy a big propane tank this weekend and try to get that off because I'm not making any not making any electricity. And that's making me sad. I just paid $112 electric bill. All right. One more. Folks, I'm telling you, birthing is hard and dying is mean. So get yourself a little loving in between. We could take that literally, which I don't think very many of us would object to, or we could take it more conceptually. Find the good stuff. Focus on the things that are positive, good, even if they're small. There's a lot of good out there. Emmett says, Ireland sucks. We're not allowed flamethrowers, firearms, or even a Kubaton. This is marketed as for weed removal. So it's definitely not called a flamethrower. In fact, if you look, I forget which, I don't know if he did it, I think he did it under the Boring Company Elon Musk, just to get attention and raise a little bit of money, he released what they ended up calling in America not a flamethrower. And you would take those 1 pound canisters, propane canisters, and screw them in the back, and it basically looks like a big super soaker water gun, but it shoots fire. Yeah. Super cool, but much more expensive than the $45 it's cost me. This could be a disaster. We'll find out. Worth finding out. Back to the quote. And I guess we could call this homework. We have a tendency to think about only the big stuff and to dwell on that. What's the last big thing that happened? What's the next big thing that's coming, good or bad? If it's good, we're happy. If it's bad, we're not. If it's good, we want it to get here. If it's bad, we're dreading it. But what about all the little things that add up? All those tiny day-to-day bits that bring us joy. When I was at the gym yesterday, there was a guy there working out, and I could tell he wasn't thrilled. He's a strongman competitor, and pretty big dude, pretty strong. But he recently went through this, I don't know, medical emergency that nearly killed him. He found out his heart was working at like 20%, and he was in the hospital for, I think it was 10 days, 2 weeks. And when he came out, they wouldn't let him lift. He was allowed to walk, so he was coming to the gym walking on the treadmill. And so yesterday I saw him lifting and using maybe 40% of what he would have been otherwise. And I said, hey, man, you all right? You look bummed. He was like, yeah, you know. And I said, please don't forget that you almost just died. And you didn't. And now you're back and not dead. And he kind of came up short and went, you're right. I guess I need to remember that. Thank you. We normalize the things that happen all the time, but that doesn't mean that many of them aren't good. I can look at a day that is, hey, that fire's really cooking now. I can look at a day that's a bad day or just doesn't have anything special about it. Like let's take yesterday. By all accounts, yesterday wasn't that big of a deal. I could focus on some of the negative things, some of the things that I'm going through that I'm not thrilled about. Or I could say, I've got these cool new shelves. And they're inspiring me maybe to invite people over and entertain. And I get to relay out my living room here. And I got to do work that I enjoy doing, that I'm good at, that I'm getting better at, from a space in my home that was nice and warm. And I got to support a friend in his business while he did this work. And when I went to the gym, I got to see people that I enjoy, and I got to have physical exercise that makes me better, that I like, right? Those are all really small things. But if you look for them, if you look for the good, you'll find it. So don't ignore it. Hone in on that good stuff, whether it has to do with training or life or family or. Make it a habit. Be thankful for the great stuff that you have, that you've had for so long you forgot how great it was. Okay. I'm going to go back to my day, drink some more coffee, do some good work, and enjoy my life. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you'll leave some questions and comments and stuff for Monday. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new to this channel, because we put out a bunch of good stuff, including this show, every weekday, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And if you want to support us, we've got tons of stuff at whistlekick.com, and you can use the code FirstCup15. You could also use Podcast15, but FirstCup15 tells me that you're more of a First Cup listener. And we've got a Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick, with exclusive content that you will find anywhere else. And that's it. So, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you Monday. Take care. Peace.